Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this video we'll see some more problems regarding basics of semiconductor. Okay, if you are first time to my channel, please consider subscribing. So this is a problem which is asked in gate 94 for electronics and communication. So in this problem he has given that a small concentration of minority carrier is injected into homogeneous semiconductor crystal at one point and the electric field is 10 volt per centimeter is applied across the crystal, and this moves this minority carrier which is injected from one of the end or one point. So it is going to drift it. Okay, so minority carrier concentration is going to be drifted at a distance of 1 centimeter in, so this is 1 centimeter in 20 microseconds. Okay, so 1 centimeter in 20 microseconds. Then calculate the mobility he is asking. Okay, so in the video of mobility I have clearly explained you so the relationship between drift velocity and mobility. Okay, so when you apply an electric field, when the charge carriers moves, when you apply an electric field, then that type of drift is called as that type of moment is called as drift velocity. That type of velocity acquired by the carrier is called as drift velocity, represented by Vd. Okay, so drift velocity, so mobility in terms of drift velocity is given by mu is equal to Vd by E. Okay, so this is what mobility we have to find. Okay, so in order to find mobility we are given with the E. So E is already given, it is 10 volts per centimeter. Okay, so E is already there. So now we have to find Vd. So velocity, we know that it is distance by time. Always velocity is distance by time. So what is the distance it is traveling? 1 centimeter in how much of time? So 20 microsecond. In 20 microsecond it is traveling this much. So it will be 1 centimeter by 20 into 10 to the power of minus 6 seconds. Okay, so this is your Vd, drift velocity, and it is E. So substituting in this, so you'll get mu is equal to Vd by E, which is equal to, what is Vd? 1 by 2 in 20 into 10 to the power of minus 6 into, it is 1 by 10. So it is around 10 to the power of 5 divided by 20. So it is 5 into 10 power 3. 5 into 10 power 3 centimeter square per volt second. So 5 into 10 power 3 is 5000. 5000 centimeter square per volt second. Okay, so that is your mobility. Okay, so answer is option C. Okay, so this is the relationship between mobility and drift velocity. Okay, so next we'll see the second question. So it is asked in gate 2014 for EC branch. So he has given that the temperature 300 degrees Kelvin, the mobility of hole is 500 centimeter square per volt second, and kT by Q is 26 millivolts, and he has asked to find the diffusion constant dP. Okay, so how to solve this? So in order to solve this, we are going to use the Einstein's relationship concept. Okay, so this concept is used to solve this problem. Einstein's relationship, which is given by dN by mu n is equal to dP by mu p is equal to kT by Q, which is equal to Vt, volt equivalent of temperature. Vt represents volt equivalent of temperature. Given by, so Vt is equal to T degrees in Kelvin divided by 11,600, and at T is equal to 300 degrees Kelvin, so Vt is equal to 26 millivolts. So this is the standard formula which you have to remember. Okay, so this is the standard value, but it is given in the question also. The same is given in question also, but sometimes if they don't give also, you have to remember this. So Vt is equal to 26 millivolts, and this is the formula, generalized formula to calculate at any temperature, but at room temperature, that is 300 degrees Kelvin, Vt is 26 millivolts. So remember the formula and also remember the value at this temperature, that is room temperature. Okay, so what is dP? So dP by mu p is equal to Vt. dP by mu p is equal to Vt, and Vt is equal to 2 kT by Q, right? So what is dP then? kT by Q multiplied by mu p. So send this mu p this side, so it will be multiplied. Okay, so what is kT by Q given? 26 millivolts. 26 into 10 to the power of minus 3 into what is mu p given? 500 centimeter square per volt second. So it will be 13 centimeter square per second. Okay, so here volt will be cancelled off, the remaining volt and volt will get cancelled off, so remaining is centimeter square per second. Sorry, not volt second, it is centimeter square per second only. Really sorry. So that is the answer. 13 is the answer here. Okay, so remember this Einstein's relationship formula. Okay, and also remember these two important points regarding that. Okay, so using this concept you can solve this question. Okay, so next we'll see the third problem, which is asked in GATE 2015. Okay, for electronics communication branch. So here in this question he has given a silicon sample is uniformly doped with 10 to the power of 16 phosphorus atoms per cubic centimeter and 2 power 62 into 10 to the power of 16 boron atoms per cubic centimeter. If all the dopants are fully ionized, then the material is. Okay, so it's just a conceptual question. So there is a semiconductor bar like this. Okay, so there is a semiconductor bar like this. On one end it is doped with phosphorus. Okay, it is doped with phosphorus. On the other end it is doped with boron also. Okay, so boron are 10 to the power of 16 atoms per cubic centimeter, and here it is 10 to the power of 16 atoms per cubic centimeter. So all the dopants are fully ionized. Okay, then the material is asking that. So that means you have to find whether the metal is N type or P type, and also you have to find the final concentration also. Okay, so when phosphorus is being added, so when phosphorus is an pentavalent element, okay, so it is a group 5 element having 5 valence electrons, so it is a donor impurity. Okay, phosphorus is an example of donor impurity. So when donor impurity is added, you will get donor concentration. So donor concentration is 10 to the power of 6 atoms per cubic centimeter. Similarly, boron is a group 3 element, that is it has 3 electrons in its valence shell. So it has 3 electrons, so it is an acceptor impurity. So it is an example of acceptor impurity. So acceptor impurity concentration is 2 into 10 to the power of 16 atoms per centimeter cube. So if you observe, always Na is greater than Nd. So that means more number of acceptor impurities than donor impurities, because donor impurities are only 10 to the power of 16, but acceptor impurities are 2 into 10 to the power of 16. So since acceptor impurity concentration is more, so the type of semiconductor is P type. Okay, so type of semiconductor is P type. So that means we can eliminate option A and option D. right? So when two types of two types of impurities are being added, one is the donor impurity and acceptor impurity, then resultant concentration is, that means here the acceptor impurities are more in number, that is holes will be more in number, so resultant concentration will be equal to Na minus Nd. So this is the important point which you have to remember from this question. So for each question I am giving you the important points, okay? So P is equal to Na minus Nd. Suppose if you are having more donor impurities, then N is equal to Nd minus Na. Okay, so now it is P type and the concentration, so carrier concentration is equal to Na minus Nd. So it is 2 into 10 to the power of 16 minus 10 to the power of 16, it is equal to 10 to the power of 16 atoms per cubic centimeter. Okay, so the carrier concentration is 10 to the power of 16 and the type of semiconductor is P type. So option B is correct answer. Okay, so it is, the resultant is an P type semiconductor with carrier concentration of 10 to the power of 16 per cubic centimeter. Okay, so these are the formulas which you have to remember. So when both type of impurities are being added to the semiconductor, then resultant carrier concentration is the difference between the highest concentration, highest impurity concentration minus lowest impurity concentration. Okay.